Imagine a monster that can smash a helicopter in midair. Today, we'll talk about a giant snake that bullets and bombs can't kill. The story begins on a deserted island. From above, the place looks beautiful, but its dense jungle hides a dark secret. Heavy military trucks and helicopters are moving through the forest. This convoy is carrying a girl named Lynn and her two assistants to a high-tech facility. As the trucks move down the dirt road, a small snake is crushed under a truck's tire. It seems like a minor accident, but as the truck moves on, the dead snake suddenly starts to move and comes back to life. This scene shows that something very strange and unnatural is happening on this island. After this, they reach their destination, a huge, secret research center. Here, scientists are doing dangerous genetic experiments on snakes. The tension inside the lab is high. His assistant nervously tells him that their latest experiment has failed again. He warns that they must stop. If this illegal research continues, the outside world will get suspicious, and the whole project will be shut down. They have little time. But the head scientist, Dr. Q, insists he will finish the project at any cost. He is so obsessed that he ignores all the consequences. He says that stopping now would mean losing millions of dollars. That's why he won't stop this research. Outside the lab, the scene is a nightmare. Scientists are dumping thousands of tiny, genetically changed snakes from large boxes into a deep pit. The sight of it all sends shivers down her spine. Lynn stands before a huge glass chamber. Inside, that chamber is the greatest result of their research. Why did the doctor create this monster? And then, using its genes, they were trying to make other snakes just as powerful. Lynn realizes that everything has spun out of control. So she makes a bold decision and tells her team to delete all the data and erase all the evidence. She also orders the soldiers to burn the thousands of snakes buried outside and destroy the lab. The doctor begs for one last chance, but Lynn refuses. She presses a button that injects a toxic chemical into the snake, but the poison has no effect, and it just becomes more aggressive. It grows enraged, and the snake screams loudly with pain and anger. The scream is so loud that all the snakes outside the facility hear it and react to their leader's call. Chaos begins. The large snake tries to break its glass cage. Lynn, terrified, activates the emergency system to burn the snake alive inside the glass. Flames fill the chamber, but the monster is so powerful that even fire cannot harm it. Meanwhile, outside, smaller snakes come out of the pits and attack all the soldiers and scientists. A massacre begins. When Lynn sees the situation getting worse, she takes her assistant and runs to the helicopter, while the soldiers shoot the scientist from behind, stopping him from revealing his secret. But the giant monster that was created is now escaping capture. The soldiers use bombs and bullets, but it refuses to die. Finally, the giant snake breaks free from the glass and starts attacking the soldiers. It was swallowing people whole. Lynn happily gets into her helicopter and tells her assistant to clean up the mess. She then flees for her life, leaving the poor assistant behind to try to get the remaining soldiers back to the center. But an army of snakes blocks their path. In the air, the giant snake leaps and smashes another helicopter to pieces. Trapped on the ground, the assistant realizes they can't fight the massive monster with these soldiers. They run into the forest to save themselves. One soldier even tries to escape in a truck, but the giant snake doesn't let him. It chases him, and the large truck falls off the mountain and is destroyed. The two assistants are now running for their lives through the forest, and we see that the giant snake is now chasing them. It attacks them, badly injuring a girl. The boy, her partner, risks his life to save her and stabs the snake in the eye with a knife. The pain makes the snake throw the girl away. The girl takes her last breath and dies on the spot. The boy is devastated by this, but the boy doesn't even have time to grieve. The snake returns and kills him too. Meanwhile, two soldiers who had run to the river to save their lives are also crossing the river in a boat. But the giant snake chases them into the water and eats them too. And so, in a short time, the giant snake, that monster, has silenced the entire island. The scene ends and the story moves forward a few years. Now we are on a luxury cruise ship, sailing smoothly. Everything seems normal. People are partying, music is playing, and everyone is happy. Among these passengers, we meet our hero, Yan. Yan seems smart and fit, and also very intelligent. He notices someone secretly taking their photos. Yan catches her and asks, "Why were you taking our picture?" Lee explains that she works for a magazine, but Yan is suspicious. He grabs her camera and deletes all the photos. At this point, Lee tells him, "I know who you are looking for." Yan is shocked by this, and before he can ask more questions, a strange shaking is felt on the ship. It seems that thousands of snakes are crawling up the walls of the ship and spreading across the entire deck. The party atmosphere turns to screams and cries. Yan immediately senses danger. He pulls Lee away and starts running. While running, he tries to ask a crew member what's happening before he can speak. The same giant snake comes out of the darkness and swallows the man. It's the same monster from the island. Everyone is terrified. But Yan and Lee are smart. They gather as many people as they can and start running. Everywhere they look are the same snakes that the scientist had dropped into the pit on the island. Yan grabs an axe to kill the snakes and keeps moving forward. They reach a hallway where they see a rich man locked in a VIP room, and outside, everyone is begging him to save them and asking him to open the door. But the rich man doesn't listen, and he immediately pays the price for his evil deed. Small snakes enter his room through the air vents and bite him. The people outside can only hear his screams. Yan takes them all and runs to the engine room, where they meet an old man who is trying to hide his granddaughter and protect her from all this. Yan decides to help him too. At this point, Yan notices something else. All these snakes that are attacking can't actually see or hear. They hear people's footsteps, move towards the sound, and attack. Seeing this, he signals everyone to be completely silent. Everyone stops moving and hides behind machinery. They even hold their breath, and at that moment, the huge monster snake enters the room. It gets very close to them, trying to hear their movements. But when no one moves, it's about to leave. But unfortunately, a girl's phone rings and the snake angrily attacks, rushing toward the sound. The people, running for their lives, go upstairs and they enter a large industrial freezer. As they go in, the heavy freezer door closes and the snake slams against it, trying to get to them. It even bites the metal door, but the door doesn't break, saving their lives for now. Outside, they feel everything has calmed down. They think the snake has left. But now there is another problem. It wasn't safe in there either. The cold was getting worse, and if they stayed much longer, they would die. They wondered what to do. Just then, Yan notices that a girl in the group has been bitten by one of the snakes. They have no medicine, and if she doesn't get it in time, she will die soon. They try to find a first aid kit, but there isn't one. Yan knows he can't stay here forever. He makes a dangerous plan. He will go outside and distract the snake so the others can escape. Suddenly, his friend Ju stops him. Before they can speak, the injured girl quickly opens the door and starts running outside. Hearing her footsteps, the snake chases her, giving the others a chance to escape. The girl did this to save everyone's life. She knew she was going to die anyway. By sacrificing herself, she saved everyone. As soon as everyone is out, she leads the snake into the freezer and closes the door. Seeing this, Yan is heartbroken and furious. The remaining survivors go to the captain's bridge. When they arrive, they find the captain lying dead and the ship stopped. The ship must be started at any cost. Lee says, "I know how to pilot it." When they try to start it, a huge explosion shakes the ship. From outside, we see that the giant snake from the experiments has actually come out of the water. It is so big that it has taken over the whole ship. It coils around the ship and then attacks the deck with its huge mouth. Yan and Ju go out to stop it, but that monster is very large and very dangerous. Seeing it, Yan realizes the ship will not survive. He tells Ju to get everyone into the lifeboats. Everyone listens and starts to do so. Meanwhile, Yan stays behind, risking his life, and starts spraying fuel all over the ship. He decides to burn the ship down. Meanwhile, Lee and the others get into lifeboats and go into the water, waiting for Yan, hoping he might still be alive and come to the lifeboat. Suddenly, a massive explosion happens on the ship, setting it on fire, and the ship begins to burn. Their hope is gone for a moment, but then they are relieved when they see Yan come out of the water. It is indeed Yan. At the last second, he managed to get to the boat. Everyone pulls him inside, and he falls unconscious as he gets in. The next morning, their boat reaches the shore of an island. Yan also regains consciousness. He gets up, helps everyone, and they go on to the island. But even after arriving here, their lives are not any easier. Fear and dread return. They had escaped one monster, but here are hundreds of monsters, giant monsters that eat humans. Here, a girl's foot hits a rock, and suddenly, the ground begins to shake hard. It turns out they were not rocks at all. In fact, they were huge, terrifying monsters that eat humans. They rise terrifyingly from the ground and swallow one of the girls while trying to attack the others. Seeing them, it becomes clear that these monsters are blind, but wake up to the scent of blood. The girl who stepped on the rock-like monster was injured, and her scent woke them all up. Yan also discovers that these monsters can hear. That's why he tells everyone to walk slowly, and so they escape these monsters and go deeper into the jungle. When they come out, they arrive at a supply camp. It looked like an army camp. There were many weapons and bombs there, which they took for protection. There, they also find a walkie-talkie and try to call for help, but there's no signal. They have no choice but to move forward, and as they do, they are met by a massive spider. The spider stabs a man with its stinger and swallows him whole in one gulp. Seeing this, everyone becomes extremely nervous and frightened. They run away to save themselves. They were also attacking the monster to stop it from chasing them. They used bombs, bullets, and everything they had, but the monster just would not stop. Finally, they find themselves inside a secret building. To save themselves, they go inside, and it turns out to be the same research center from the beginning of the movie. It is dark and dusty inside. Pictures of snakes are on the walls, and the decaying bodies of scientists lie on the floor. Suddenly, the lab lights turn on, and Yan is confused. He doesn't even know where the light switches are. He begins to suspect that someone is playing a trick on them. He looks at everyone with suspicion. Everyone decides to rest and go to sleep, but one man does not. He starts wandering around the lab, and we feel he is searching for something. He moves a poster and finds a hidden diary revealing a huge secret. The man is none other than Dr. Q. He was not dead. He pretended to be dead. And he was the one who brought everyone here on that ship. He was the one who killed the ship's pilot so that it would crash here. We learn that he did not want to kill the snake, but came to get it because he was the one who created the snake. Jan is shown here. He goes inside and sees a cave-like space. We see the same giant snake, which had survived the ship fire, was sitting there. The snake knew Jan was the one who attacked it, and to take revenge, it now attacks Jan. Here, Ju, Jan's close friend, steps between them to save Jan, giving him a chance to escape. Jan rolls out, and the outer blast doors automatically close behind him, trapping Ju inside with the monster. Jan cries and bangs on the doors, believing his friend is dead. Lee then holds Jan, and suddenly, his walkie-talkie starts to make noise. The rescue team he contacted has finally responded. A rescue team will arrive tomorrow morning to save them. Everyone is overjoyed to hear this, but we see in Jan's eyes that there is no joy or tears. His eyes are now filled with revenge. He says, as long as that monster is alive, we will not leave here. He now has to avenge the deaths of Ju and everyone else. He makes a plan and gives everyone tasks so they can kill the monster. It is at this moment that Dr. Q reveals his true self. When Jan finds him alone to start the plan, he attacks him with a knife to save the monster he created. But Jan, a fighter, also fights Dr. Q and injures him. Even while wounded, Dr. Q laughs and reveals that it was his plan to bring them all here. He also reveals that he created the giant snake and is its god. Suddenly, the doors open and the giant snake appears before him. Dr. Q felt like the god of the snake, that he could speak to it and control it. He walks toward the snake. For a moment, the snake even stops in front of him, but the next moment, it attacks Dr. Q as well and kills him in one bite. The one who created that monster became its victim in the end. Now it was Jan's turn, and he was standing before it. He gets the snake's attention. He leads it to the mountainside, where the stone monsters were sleeping, towards the valley below. When he gets there, he stops and throws a bottle of blood down. All the monsters wake up from the smell of blood. The large snake also lunges at Jan, ready to eat him, but Jan pushes it down. The snake falls near the monsters, and they immediately attack it. The snake finally becomes their prey. Thousands of these monsters jump on the snake at once. The snake twists in pain, screams, and tries to save itself. But in the end, it loses to the monsters, and its game is over. It dies. Evil finally comes to an end. And here, in the movie's post-credits scene, we see the sun rise the next morning. Jan, Lee, and the survivors are standing on the seashore. They see a rescue ship coming in the distance. Seeing this brings them back to life. Although they are injured and tired, their spirits are high, knowing they are alive. And so, the story of their survival against monsters on this bloody island